Fight!
Hello everyone, Scottish Lad here. In today's video we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to be comparing the Harrows Ice Recut recently released and the Harrows Fire Inferno which released last year, through Harrows launched last year. Personally, in terms of packaging, I say the Fire Infernos takes it, and that is simply because it's a bit more sleek in my opinion. It's just a simple slide in, slide out, obviously box, whereas this one has a nice sleeve around it which gives you obviously all the information and stuff about the Ice Recut. I will be doing separate reviews on these after the comparison video. I just thought this would be a wee good idea to do. In terms of the inserts, I like this plastic insert as well. It's better for the environment and it's recyclable if you're not one for keeping boxes. I'm one for keeping boxes, so it doesn't really affect me in any way, shape or form. Which brings us to the darts themselves. As you can see, we've got the Ice Recut here and the Fire Inferno here. They both come supplied with black points. That is a point to each of the darts in my opinion. They all come with black points. So I'm going to start off with the Fire Inferno. As I said, they come equipped with the black points, a very, very aggressive grip, which I will go into when I review them. Very, very stick to the hand, sticky to the fingers, might make your fingers bleed depending on how much grip you like. For me, it's a level 5 grip. And they come with the black and red Harrows Fire Ignite stems and the Harrows Fire Flights. So aesthetically, this is very nice. I really like these in terms of the way they look. Titanium coated as well, as you can see with the black, which is actually not too bad. Which takes us to the ice, which is here. Now the ice to me looks a touch better with the blue throughout. Obviously blue is my colour. The grip's not as aggressive on these in comparison to the Fire Inferno. You can feel the grip, but at the same time it feels quite smooth in my opinion. So what I'd say is between the Fire Infernos and these, if you like a grippy dart, go for the Fire Infernos. If you like something that's, you can feel the grip, but it's not an aggressive grip, then the Ice Recut will be for you. I also prefer the stems that come with these because it's the Harrows Super Grip Carbon stems that come with. And obviously the Harrows black points, it's usually around that 25mm mark. So in terms of the points, most people will swap a Harrows point out for something a tad longer. I usually do, but for the sake of the video, they're both the same length. Wrong one. They're both the same length points, and they both, I'd say, look insanely nice. Between the two though, it really depends on what you think on them. In terms of the packaging as well, let me know down below what you think looks better. Personally, I like this packaging, just down to, it gives you all the necessary information, etc. on the box. It's the same on the Ice Recut as well, but this one is slightly smaller and it is easier for storage in my opinion. But as I say, they're both titanium nitride coated. Both have a very similar grip style. Well, aesthetically anyway. This one obviously has a very aggressive grip in comparison to this one, which doesn't. On both, you do get that kind of step at the rear, which is a staple for Harrows recently. It seems to be most darts they do that. That is just so mainly they can get their Harrows logo in there, I reckon. But let's go, we'll throw them at the board, and obviously I'll do a wee bit of a comparison on the two while I'm throwing at the board and what I feel throws better for me. But let's get them over to the board. Right, as you can see, I started the throwing section with the Fire Infernos. The grip on these is unreal. Sticks to the fingers really, really well. Very aggressive grip. I can barely move my fingers up and down that barrel. In terms of the look, they look absolutely stunning. The stems and flights are not too bad as well, just a bit much on the red side. I'd personally change the black to the red to the black carbon fibre stems, but that's just preference. Points, black, can't really grumble. Some nice Fire Inferno flights that are really, really nice. Cracking set in terms of the way they look. The grip is very, very aggressive, though. It is a major downside to those of us those of you, I should say, who like the look of this, but don't like a grip of that. And that is where the next set comes into play. Overall, for these, they're in the top contender spot for me. But let's take a look at the ice recut. And here we go. The ice recut is here. Very, very similar to the Fire Infernos, with the exception is these are slightly thinner, I'd say. Definitely slightly thinner. The grip isn't as aggressive. It is very comfortable in the hand. It slides quite a bit more than the Fire Infernos. Grip on these is an easy level 3, whereas the Fire Infernos is a level 5. I like the coloration on this in the blue, and obviously the black point. Comes with the carbon stems, like I said, with the Fire Infernos, these would be better for. And these come in a range of colours as well, these Harrows ice stem flights. Overall, feel nice. That step at the back is a good reference point for me for finger placement. A lot of people don't like the fact that Harrows are doing it, but for me, they feel very, very nice. But in the clash between the Fire Inferno and the ice recut, for me personally, it's a hard one to call. But obviously, fire always beats ice in real life. But for me, I'm not sure what I think, what I prefer. We'll just find out. Right guys, there we go. It was a bit of a comparison between the Harrows Fire Inferno, which was in the red corner, and the ice recut, which was in the blue corner. Now, at this point in time, I will say, between the two, the Fire Inferno is my favourite, and that's just down to the way it looks and the aesthetics. It looks really, really nice. In my opinion, it looks better than the recut. But in terms of the grip, the recut takes it. The grip on this is far too aggressive for me, and this is me saying this. I really love an aggressive grip, but this is a bit much, in my opinion. They both price similarly the same. I think they're both around that £60, £62 mark. In terms of the overall stem flight setup, the Harrows ice slightly takes that as well. That's just down to the carbon stem. It just looks better on the dart. I'd have done the same with this. I would have put the black and red Harrows carbon stem with the flight. I reckon it would just made it look that bit better. The points, 25mm Harrows black points. Can't really grumble with them. And in terms of obviously packaging, the packaging obviously here, the Fire Inferno and the ice recut. In terms of the packaging, the Infernos take it for me as well. Price is obviously roughly the same, around that £60 to £62 mark, 63 depending on where you shop. But I believe the Infernos are actually slightly cheaper. It cost me more to buy the ice recut than what it did the Fire Infernos. But as I say, it was a tough call to decide which one I actually preferred. Hence why I thought I'd do a bit of comparison video. There will be reviews on both sets separately as well. But personally, the Fire Infernos, for me, are the better looking. And obviously the better priced, better packaging. But this has a better grip for me. It's not as aggressive in comparison to this. And I do like an aggressive dart, so I've always thought these would be good. But the grip is something else on these. Whereas on this, it's a very controllable grip and it's very easily to control. Whereas this, my fingers get caught on it, my nails get caught on it and all sorts. So in terms of that, toss up between the two. Fire Infernos takes it for me slightly, just by the way it looks in the packaging. But Ice Recut is the ones I would personally use on a match-to-match basis. But that was my comparison video of these, the Harrows Ice Recut and the Harrows Fire Inferno. So if you want to see more of these comparison videos, let me know in the comment section below. And obviously look out for the reviews. It'll probably be next week for the reviews for these. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and all that other stuff. Stay safe out there. Don't want anybody catching this new variant of COVID and whatever else. And of course, with everything going on, keep on darting.